Hello everyone and welcome back to Double Feature, where we take a look at two movies and just do a simpler review for them, because who's really gonna sit down and want to watch an entire video just dedicated to either one of these movies? It's easier just to put them together. Today we are talking two very interesting films that have limited release. They're in limited wide release now. If you want to see them, we have Kiss of the Spider-Woman and After the Hunt. Interesting little films that almost feel like they should matter, but they ultimately don't. So let's start with Kiss of the Spider-Woman. This is from director Bill Condon, and it is a remake of the 1985 film. So 40 years later, let's do the story again, I guess. I like the first movie enough. I don't think it's like, oh man, this is a brilliant masterpiece, but it's good. I enjoy it. I think it looks pretty fine. William Hurt's okay in it, so sure, let's do it again. Let's just play it back again. Let's actually set the film in the time period that the first movie was released, which, okay, sure. It's fine. I mean, have you seen this first movie from the 80s? It's essentially that, but like if things looked like they do now. So, more polished, less nuance, and not as well handled. This is the film about two men who are prisoners in this Argentinian prison. One of them, as they say, is a window dresser. He likes to pretend he's female. That can open up a whole other can of worms that this movie doesn't really want to get into. And I wish it did. I mean, if we're doing a movie about this man who cross-dresses and is open about his homosexuality, let's lean into it more. You know, like that is the point. The movie does kind of, like, it makes it feel more open about the story and the stuff. But it also is just kind of still not sure how to handle it perfectly, which I think there's a way you could have handled the ideas better in that way, or just like the gender identity better, but whatever. So they're stuck in the cell. One of them is played by Diego Luna, and he's this revolutionary who the guards and the people that run this prison keep trying to interrogate, so they get information from him on like the revolution that's coming. So both these men are stuck in this prison, and it is Tonatiuh's character who is telling Diego Luna this story, this grand story about his favorite movie, Kiss of the Spider-Woman, and it's just cutting between reality and fantasy of the story and the movie, and it's fine. Like, I like it enough. I think it is exactly as well handled as every creative person involved in this process wanted to get. It's not emotionally engaging. It's not like super deep or anything. But clearly Condon wanted to play with the sets of like the 50s movies. So that's going to look vibrant and colorful and be where we're doing interesting stuff. One of my main issues is just how there's not really like a contrast in style between the fictional movie that we are being presented in like this guy's memory and the stuff in the prison. The only difference is the colors. And I'm like, that's not much. It's not much. It doesn't do a good job of balancing between the two. And neither of the stories are actually like really compelling, which you can kind of get away with like mocking a 50s movie about like love and stuff. But they don't fully commit to it in the present day as being a realistic portrayal of people falling in love, which I think is a shame. I think there's something you could truly explore in that way that the movie just doesn't. Now, I will say this. I am a sucker for a musical. I do love a good musical, and I am happy enough with what we got here. I think it looks pretty good. It is well choreographed, so it's getting the job done. But I'm not really into anything else I'm truly seeing. I do like the costuming, especially when we go to like the Spider-Woman stuff, and she's like this woman in the jungle. Ooh, that looks cool. But the prison sets look really fake. I don't buy that anybody is really like being hurt or there's like real stakes at play in this. They try to set it up a little bit, but there isn't really anything. And it doesn't differentiate itself enough from either of the source materials to really say anything. It's almost like we just had to remake it again for some reason. I don't understand the need for that. Now, Tonatiuh is an actor I don't know much about. I think he did pretty good here. That's not an easy role to portray. You have to do a lot of different things. And it has definitely a 2025 sensibility to how that character is being written, how it's being perceived. So I appreciate that. There is something there that shows the power in like not giving up and standing for your ground while still being true to yourself and that kind of stuff. Diego Luna is just a star, and anytime he's on screen, you're like, oh my god, a real adult is here acting and being a good, capable person. There's a gruffness to him, there's an energy to him, but it's still Diego Luna, so you're like, he's sexy and he's nice and I want to be around him. So you appreciate that. You're like, oh man, he didn't have to do this role. But the fact that he chose to do this role, I think, says a lot more about him than other stuff. You know, like, that's pretty cool. And then Jennifer Lopez is in here, if you're interested. She is the titular Spider-Woman. She also plays an actress playing a character playing the Spider-Woman. And I will say she is the most miscast character in this movie. And I don't really get what we're going for with her. They were talking awards contention for her, and I'm like, really? For this performance? No thank you, honey. It's not that good. No offense, babe. But, you know, she gets to dance and look beautiful and wear nice dresses, so I can't complain about that, you know? Just the violence doesn't look realistic, the story doesn't really work, there's some interesting camera tricks, but it's just more like, the movies, aren't they magical, as opposed to having any real emotional stakes to it? Which is to the detriment of a piece like this. If you're gonna do that, go for it, you know? Make me feel the grit and the realism as opposed to, like, the production that we're being a part of. I don't hate it, though. I think it's charming. If you just haven't seen the original, there's something to explore. And it gets the job done. It's not brilliant, it's not perfect, but we've seen a lot of duds this year. We're going to talk about some more duds in this video. So, I mean, just a charming little musical about, like, two men falling in love and, like, loving movies. That's not bad. It's okay. I don't hate it. Just ain't anything. So, Kiss of the Spider-Woman, I am going to give a 7 out of 10. Now let's move over to After the Hunt. This is the new film from Luca Guadagnino, who had 2 films come out last year, Challengers and Queer, while he is returning yet again to make us watch a thing like this. Man, After the Hunt is bad. It is just straight up a mess that has nothing to say and has nothing creative to inspire you or aspire to. What a waste of everyone's time and energy. I don't know how anybody walks away proud of working on this one. I think if you are... Who wrote the script? It was Nora something. She wrote the script. Don't be proud of this. It's not a good script. It is way too over-polished, way too over-dialogued. Doesn't feel realistic. I hate when a movie tries to be smart and fails at it, because you can just really feel like the constraints of everything pushing against you, and that's a lot of this movie. Lucas seems just to be in, like, you know, autopilot mode. Like, I can just do a close-up here, give you some intense energy here, but doesn't really affect anything or work. This is a drama/comedy that takes place at Yale, and there are some accusations towards a professor in the philosophy department, and then we follow that professor's co-worker deal with the ramifications of what she should do in this situation between a young pupil that she is tutoring and helping and her co-worker. I mean, that's something. That's something. Like, that's an idea to play with, right? I guess. Or not? I don't know. It doesn't look very good. It's very muted and monotone colors, which I understand the need to. Like, look how isolating and dull this world looks. The problem with that is, it makes your world look isolating and dull, so nobody really wants to look at it. You know? I get it. Use beige colors and white colors. It's fine. But it's not that exciting. And there's some visual tricks that I think are okay. It's very stiff. It's very stoic. Like, don't expect this to be a very momentum-driven movie. It's more about staying in, like, this arm's length away from everybody who's doing stuff. Even if we're on, like, a close-up of them, we're an arm's length away in terms of what the camera wants us to feel. Not very good in that aspect. And the score from Reznor and Ross It's fine. You know, I don't think they gave it their all. They just said, we'll do a light version of our social network score. This is clearly like a Diet Coke version of Tar anyways, so whatever. We're not going to give it our all. Very weird scoring choices. Everything just felt off about this one. And I think a lot of that has to do with the cast. There's some people who are in the element, and there's some who are out of their depth. Who's in the element, Julia Roberts is just like, I am the most capable and competent woman in the world. I'm going to over-explain everything. The other thing about this movie, too, before we get any further, nobody gives a fuck about a philosophy major. That's a stupid job to have. All you do is write books for other students to read books about. Who cares? It's so dumb, it's very isolating, and it makes all of your protagonists feel so stupid for just over-explaining the way the world works. That's the other problem with this movie. If you want to over-explain how the world works, or how cancel culture is bad, or how schools, like, break you in these systems, pick a side on the topic, man. Don't just give me a bunch of bullshit from each side. You have to stick the landing and tell me what you think. Ultimately, you make every obvious choice in the book, and you don't say anything from either side of the argument. It's so infuriating, and a lot of that is just Julia Roberts playing both sides of the argument, but never picking a fucking side. Like, just choose something, lady. Like, do you want to help your co-worker, who you clearly like, or do you want to help this young female student who is being assaulted? Like, what is the key to the play here? Pick one. We'll figure it out along the way, but pick one, man. I think Andrew Garfield is good. He's playing a very unlikable guy, which I think he's very good at playing. And it just goes, is Andrew Garfield the performer you want to see on screen? To me, not really, but he gets the job done here. I think because he's like a really charming guy, IRL, people are going to be like, I can't believe he was able to sink into this role of a terrible guy. Most guys are like that. I don't think it's hard for anybody to play that role, which is an unfortunate thing to say. And I know as a cis white guy saying that may make you think things. But it's true. I don't think there's a single actor that couldn't play that role. Truly. Michael Stuhlbarg's fine. Chloe Sevigny's fine. Who's out of their depth is Iowa Debris, which is weird to say because she's an Emmy winner and she's very talented. But truthfully, she's never really done a big movie yet. And this is not utilizing her skills. I don't think she is strong in a drama like this when she's playing with people who are definitely more experienced. You just felt the weaknesses, and I think that might be part of the performance because we don't get a clear answer on if this girl's lying or not. It's just so bizarre, and she doesn't stick the landing on that aspect, and I just think it has a terrible wrap-up for this movie, and when you don't have anything to say, don't make your damn movie. If you just want to play every side and be like, this is how everyone reacts, like there's no real answer. You're right, there is no real answer. So pick one. Pick one, you know? Is there a right or is there a wrong? Don't try to feed us every single part of the argument. Just pick an argument, and then the movie audience can decide if that's what they want to see. You know? Maybe that's something to do, for Christ's sake, as opposed to nothing and wasting everybody's precious time. I don't know, man. Like, what are we doing? Did we accomplish anything? Did anybody learn a lesson in the end? Or did people just reveal themselves to be either worse or better than they actually are? A lot of just people talking. And I don't really like... I mean, I like talking movies. I love heavy dialogue stuff. But when nobody is saying anything of note, you fucking failed, man. You just did. That's a shame. You know, Luke is a good director. Just last year, I had Challengers at #1. I think Queer's a really good movie that's very interesting. He knows how to make movies, but he's just picking weird projects post-Queer. Like, this is a weird one to make. That AI movie that's coming out in a couple years, that's a weird one too. Like, why are you making these choices in these movies? I don't understand it. It also wants to be kind of campy. Like, there's the opening font that says, "It happened at Yale," like it's a Woody Allen movie. And I'm like, what? Why would you ever think making a movie like it's a Woody Allen movie in 2025 is a good idea? Nobody wants to see that. So it just didn't work. It missed the mark on every single turn. And I'm really let down that this is what happened. And it's over 2 hours, so you're just feeling it. You're just feeling like, really? We're an hour and 40 minutes in and nobody's learned their lesson yet? Nobody's done the right thing? Julia, come on, babe. You gotta pick a better project. This could have been your Oscar play, but now it's not. So, After the Hunt, I am going to give a 5 out of 10. So thank you all for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And of course, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.